Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. How's the day, everybody? Of course, we're here to talk about the Eternals trailer that dropped. I'm here with my boys, Petey and Cal. Petey, Cal, say what's up, peeps.
What up?
Ready to rock?
We are talking about this trailer. It's the hottest thing. It is just breaking out the internet. It's on top of YouTube. So hey, selector, without further ado, let's get into it. While we're doing this video, the selector is going to tell you. He'll give his he'll tell you what we normally do. Selector, please.
Well, we're gonna be talking over it because they might bounce it. But anyway, let it roll.
Why does it sound? Why does it rush to? Gotta move the pointer, P.
Huh? What do you want me to do?
Move the pointer.
Who's that guy?
Who's supposed to be that?
Fastos.
Huh?
That's Fastos.
We have watched, unguided. We have held
Got a Chan, bro. There goes Cersei herself.
accomplished one.
Angelina Jolie. Best in the world. Don't think she would.
Throughout the years, we have never interfered. Until
Come on.
How much Chan is it? Icarus?
Ikaris.
Icarus. Oh, Kid Harington. There is Ajax in the front running the show like I said it would be. Salma Hayek. Bang! And you guys said, whoa, trailer's off the hook. This is like one of the top things out there.
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
Get out. Get out. No frigging way, bro.
Man, that was
November 2021. I am there. That looks off the chain.
I gotta
What
watch
do you
it
guys think
again.
about
That came in, I didn't hear that last bit. That came in a little low.
hold on, what are you talking about? This thing?
Think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
Okay.
Why would the Eternals care who's leading the Avengers?
Well, clearly they are seeing. So let's talk about the trailer, guys, before we jump into that.
Why would they care?
I guess they figured that they were taking care of Earth, you know. So now they have someone has to step in and take the job that Iron Man and Captain America were handling. So, gentlemen, what did you guys think of this trailer? What do you guys think about the characters themselves that they're being portrayed in the trailer? What do you guys think? I mean, I'm just totally blown away. It looks far better than I thought it would turn out to be. Angelina Jolie looks fantastic. Salma Hayek's
She
fantastic.
looks fantastic. Just a little skinny.
Kit Harington, yo, they didn't show us much about the Black Knight, but I expect more to be dropped soon. That'll probably be the next trailer. But
Please, nothing about the Black Knight. Nothing about him. He is a regular human person that was shoehorned into this eternal drama.
oh wait, are you going to start bad mounting this right now? Because you know there's a country I could take you to. and
Which
that
country
will-
is that?
Yo, Cal, what's your take on this, man? Before this
The first
degenerates.
time since this has been announced, I'm actually interested in seeing it.
Whoa, a human being with a heart. Yes, yes.
Oh, with the what?
You heard what I
I don't
said.
know
With
about-
a heart. With a heart.
I don't know
Yeah.
about all that, but there actually seems, I'm looking at this and I'm actually seeing some semblance of story. And it looks like it may be exclusive of everything else that we've seen in the Marvel Universe, akin to like what Guardians of the Galaxy was. So, you know, different take, you know, where Guardians of the Galaxy was the more cosmic story. This looks to be a lot more mythological. So I'm interested in seeing what I'm actually interested for the first time. After seeing this trailer.
Dude, I had my doubts, but if this is it, and especially the director, she just won an Oscar. What's her name? Zhao, I believe.
Yeah, she just got banned from China.
She's not going to China. It's over. The over for the big money for Marvel.
Yeah, that may be a problem there. But in terms of, I think this may
That's
do
not a
well.
problem. Shang-Chi sure will be.
Shang-Chi could be. But hey, Selector, what's your thought on this whole thing?
Ultimately, some of the switches and the characterizations look like they're a little bit different, especially for Sprite, Cersei. I mean, then the sex changes with
That's a strong word.
Ajax, and well, I mean, colorblind casting, but we had to get Salma Hayek in there somewhere, right? So ultimately, there's some differences because when the spaceship kind of shows up, that's when the space gods show up. So they're kind of showing the space, like the Eternals, when the space gods basically handle all this stuff. So you're trying to show the beginning of man, and then you show the Eternals show up. And it's like that experimentation is what they were doing initially. And it looks like they're taking out the fun that Kirby was having, that these guys were kind of hiding out within the Marvel universe, and then, hence why you didn't see them in a while. But then, of course, they're trying to deal with the Endgame situation. So if Thanos is the mad Titan, then where are these guys, these Eternals that are here? Why didn't they jump in and do stuff like that? So let's explain that rather than not explain.
Washing their tights.
Huh?
So they were too busy at home washing their tights.
No. I think we're totally getting off track, and let's not go there. But I mean, simple.
I'm just saying, I looked at the comic book recently, and when I see the spaceship, Ike Harris is like, the space gods have returned. So they actually do, and that's the thing that Kirby shamelessly pulling from the idea of the chariot of the gods, like these gods that travel through space and whatnot, and having a spaceship and that sort of thing. They're kind of playing to that. They're like doing that, but the space gods seem to be the Eternals right now because they're traveling through space. But where they could do it without what's the name? Without a spaceship. But anyway, yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay, but I just like looking at the comic book again and saying some of the stuff that they're trying to adhere to the Marvel universe and the importance of the Avengers. And I don't think it's that. And I think, Sprite is supposed to be the one that's like the one that's getting on all of their nerves. And they got Sprite as the one that's like, the cutter. Like Sprite is a young cutter, so like the person who looks like she is being my so-called crazy life, that sort of type of character. So there's a lot of differences. Ike Harris is I guess it's okay, but I was just looking at Kirby's really going for it, and it had that classic illustrated look when he first started drawing them. So I'm hoping the best, but it's kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at that comic book and just saying, oh man, I wish they kind of really played up the humor, not the movie and Marvel Universe humor, but the little bit of humor that Kirby added to it, which was a lot of fun. So,
well, it just started, so let's give it a chance because
the trailer's selling me on what's going to be in there. They're selling
the first
them.
trailer, there's going to be like 3 more trailers before this.
They should be like anyone. Sprite, you could lead the Avengers. Any one of us could lead the Avengers. Why are they laughing at Ike Harris leading the Avengers? They should all be like, the smallest, youngest Eternal could run this thing.
So let's start breaking down the characters real quick and see if there's anything. I know you talked about some gender swaps here. Let's take down some of the major characters right now. We have.
You got a picture up on your end?
Huh?
You got a picture up on your end? I can give you the con.
A picture of what?
You got a picture you want to show? I can give you.
No, I'm just going to be talking about the stuff. I don't have the picture on it right here. Richard, we have Icarus. This is somebody that you expected to look the way he did. He's not blonde. That's the first thing I thought. So, but
I'm not going to be crazy over that. So you can keep going. Yeah, I'm not losing it over that. My big issue, because I know there's always going to be changes, was Cersei. And changes.
We'll get into that. But we're talking about the characters. So, Icarus.
I
Anything about?
don't really have a problem with it.
What about you, Cal?
What about me? What?
Do you have any problems with Icarus, the actor, Richard Madden, as Icarus?
I like the actor, but to be honest, I wouldn't mind. Sometimes I would love to see these characters closer to what they look like in the comic, as opposed to, oh, we're just going to do whatever we want in the film. You know, because then it becomes, you really want to see that come to life. And Icarus is this buff blonde dude, and I wouldn't have mind seeing that. I wouldn't have mind seeing that in the film. So, I mean, I like the actor. I've seen him in other stuff, but casting wise, I would have went a different way.
Okay, so Cersei, what do you put out? Cersei, she's famous for robots, and she's also famous for another movie that was big popular. I forgot the name. You know, where they went to Singapore and got married and stuff like that. So what's your take on Cersei, Gemma Chan? By the way, our friend Feige has said that she is going to be at the heart of the show.
You've mentioned that before.
Yes, just like I mentioned, Ajax was going to be the leader. So continue. Cal?
What's the question?
I said, what do you think of her casting?
I like her casting. I actually like her casting.
Okay, I liked her too. I was surprised too. Petey, did we lose him? I guess we did. So what about this whole story with
Salma Hayek would have been better casting for Cersei, but I like Gemma Chan. I like Gemma Chan, and I like the casting for what we got there.
So here's this: they're showing Gemma Chan and they're showing Cersei and Icarus together. It seems as though they were a couple. You know, that I don't recall in the comic. Were they a couple together?
Petey would be the one to answer that.
Yeah, I think we kind of lost Petey.
Petey would be the one to answer that. I'm not 100%. I'm really, really not 100% sure as to. Yeah, I'm really not 100% sure as to how the relationships broke down aside of Athena and Crow. Those are the only ones I really paid a lot of attention to. Cersei and Icarus, to the best of my knowledge, maybe something like past or previous to the comic, but nothing real that I recall from the reading. He would be the one to definitively answer that.
Got it.
What did I miss?
Cersei and Icarus. Did they have a relationship in the comics?
No, she was chasing around a human, a regular guy, a really, not even, later she was chasing Captain America and then the Black Knight. But the human that she decided to get with was the most ordinary sort of doctor, professor guy, clearly older, and she was dragging him into the melee with the other Eternals, that sort of thing. But that's sort of that's what sort of the fun of the character, bringing this character who's like, I don't know, not to say a nobody, but a human character. And that's sort of
And I just sold my copy of Eternals #1 while we're talking here.
Oh my gosh.
$350.
But Cersei's a very fun character, and that's one of the things that's kind of lost, because she knows her myth, and she knows that, turning the Greeks into the pigs and whatnot, that sort of thing. Her whole history was like that sort of thing. Like when she runs and she's dancing, and he's like, "Oh, like Kara says something like really nice to her, and you're just afraid I want to turn you into a pig," that sort of thing. So she's really, definitely a Kirby woman. Obviously, he's akin to the dark hair sort of character. So he's like, it's really sort of a Kirby sort of character. So they got one, but this whole big romance thing is, I don't know, but gotta hope for the best. Was a Macquarie.
So what do you think about Kingo? Kumail Nanjiani.
Which one is that? I still don't know. I don't remember him from the book.
Kumail Nanjiani. He's a comedian.
Hold on. Who? What's his name?
Kumail.
No. What's his name as an Eternal?
Kingo.
Kingo, like
You sure it's not Phaistos?
No, it's Kingo.
The only Black Eternal that I know of is Phaistos.
He's not Black. He's Indian. Or
Oh, well then I'm totally off. I
Kingo,
don't know who that is.
Kingo in the book?
No, I don't know. The last Eternals I read was that 12-issue limited series, like back in the Copper Age. That was the last one. I didn't read anything that Neil Gaiman did or anything past that. So the last, I mean, that guy totally not on my radar. Don't know what to tell you about him.
Yeah. All right. So this would be an easier way to do it, right?
Don't I know it's there, the world.
Let's share. And with that, them playing that music, I also like y'all to go. Y'all should check out our that thing we did for Thanos and the ballads of the apocalypse, because that was one of them. That was one of the ballads of the apocalypse. So yeah, but yeah, so the idea, we got, Richard Madden as Ike Harris, we have Gemma Chan as Cersei, and still kind of veering over to.
Why is Millie Bobby Brown? Is she part of the show?
Uh-oh, I think we might have spoiled something.
So, yeah.
Well, I don't know about Mario did.
It says right there in the front.
Never you mind.
Thanks, Mars.
Yo, I'm like,
Now, oh Lord. Well, this is the thing. Like, I don't know. It's let's keep going with this phase. Who do you want to talk about next? So we already complained about. Oh, that's what you talk about right here.
No, I was talking about that. I was talking.
Cal was talking about him.
Cal's calling.
Macare, that's a gender shift. I don't remember.
Eternals though, there shouldn't have to be this much gender shift.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they wanted a bit more of a balanced cast, so that may have been one of the reasons they meant it particularly.
But there's enough female Eternals where you could get it done with a balanced cast, and you don't have to do the gender shift. It's not like there's only one female Eternal, or even only two. There's a few of them. Yeah, especially if you wanted to extend it to say that, if you're really going to go with the whole thing of the with the Titan connection, then you got a bunch of them. So it really is not necessary. But Hollywood. Well, I guess that's all we had to say. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
I don't know what he's doing, so that's why I'm.
What are you talking about? I was trying to show you it didn't go anywhere when I had all the names up. You just kept going to all the ones you didn't know. Like we're supposed to stay in line with the people that we had, and you're just like, "Hey, Millie Bobby Brown. Oh, hey, who's that person?"
I'm like, but where's dude? So hey,
why would you go? You started from that.
Why are we arguing? Let's talk about the show, bro. Let's talk about the show. Okay. So look.
Other than that, Angelina Jolie could also be Cersei, but they're going with him, which is okay. Him right here, they're going with the Gilgamesh where they kind of settled on. But I always liked that Kirby named him the Forgotten One, and hinting that all of the classic things between Hercules or Gilgamesh might be him. He's like, screw Marvel continuity. I'm just doing what I want to do. But it's just such a fun name calling him the Forgotten One, and having him being, I think it's kind of being lost somewhere on Olympia, and they call him out of the blue. So it's like this whole thing of him being already with the crew. I don't know about that.
Okay, so what about the one to his left, Makari, right?
Yeah, gender shift. I said that for a second. Gender shift.
And then we have Kingo to the left of that.
Kingo, I don't know who that is.
No idea.
So here we go back to the beginning. Leader of the group, Ajax.
So she's a little busier because Ajax is real busy. So and they did gender swap, but we have to accept it because it's Salma. Can't say anything bad about that. More power to you.
Oh yes, we can.
You already said Cersei. Another swap right here with Sprite and troubled young Eternal. It doesn't work. It's an Eternal. We'll be sitting around with the teen angst. Nobody's here with me with that. The name is Sprite.
Right, but they can't be tanks if they're thousands of years old, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying, Bert, that's the one thing.
Angst and you're thousands of years old. Eventually, you get over it.
Yeah, you get over the angst.
Look, you can see her looking all upset right now. No confidence in her stance. Whereas, what's the name would be like getting on the Eternal's nerves, putting him in more trouble than he need to be.
Yeah, by that time period, but if you've been alive for that amount of time, you're like Brie Larson. You got an attitude.
Oh my gosh! Don't X that out. Then we have Fastos on the right out next to Sprite.
Is he a later one that I don't know of?
That's not. And then you have Druig at the very end.
Who's that one?
That's the one. Hey, we thought you are a resident expert. Eternals.
Yo, I know Icarus. I know Ajax, Cersei, Sprite, Thena, the Forgotten One, Macquarie. And then I know some of there's Crow. I want to see Crow. I want to see the leader of the Deviants. I want to see Carcass. I want to see the Reject. Those are my Eternals.
So they're saying they may not, from what I've been reading, they may not be, the Deviants may not be looking like monsters.
Of course not. They have controlled only one. What's the name? Crow has been able to really adjust and keep himself alive all this time by shifting, but his form has been always, malleable, and that's how he's kept himself alive. But to have him all, the whole point is that they're deviants. Why can they look like hiding? It loses the whole concept, and then you lose the fact that you got another world to conquer in Marvel. The whole, like their own Middle Earth. All the stuff that Stanley and Jack Kirby set up, where you said, where are these worlds that these guys are finding, like where the Mole Man is finding all this stuff? And you got it right here, where you have all the deviant society that's been well underground, and they say, you know what, now we got to have them hiding in the human society, and we'll have the Eternals, the deviant society underground, and then the Eternals coming from space. When it's like the space, the Celestials come from space. Getting myself in uproar, sorry.
Don't get yourself, don't matter, no problem. So here we have the, did you see, what do you guys think of their powers? The display of their powers? One thing I see that Marvel does is that they make the powers in different type of shows very different. So Doctor Strange with his magic is more like a metallic fire. Here, this is like a golden lights, I would say. How did the expression, did you expect that look when you were reading the comics?
They don't, not really that much into, I mean, you start to see some of them use it, but they don't really. The thing is more of their, I don't remember most, like especially Ajax using, his power, his or her powers. What's the name? The Forgotten One doesn't have too much energy. Macquarie has the speed. I have to remember. I don't remember. There's not too many like shooting things that Icarus does. He might. I know that it's I mean, they got carte blanche on what they want to do. They look like they're doing what they want to, so they probably just going to do the standard type of thing, rather than go to all of the originals. So you see Thena with those swords and that sort of thing that she's either making up, and you see is it Fastos? So is that him? He doing his magical thing. So with these other ones, they can do whatever they want. So hopefully it's all different power of it's all variety of stuff. But Ajax, I don't remember doing too much physically in there. He was more in the finding the ink in like all the in the ink. Well, Icarus finds them and it's like, I'm here, all the space gods are back. And they're all happy. And at the same time, there's judgment being laid down on these on the earth at the same time. So I just hope the Celestials aren't bad guys. That's all I have to say.
Well, it's interesting you pointed that out, because I'm taking a look at this picture and I noticed that on the left-hand side, going forward, everybody seems to have a generally the same type of stance. To the right, there's much more a change in the way the stance looks. From
interesting.
So I'm wondering if that's foreshadowing a division or a different take on things, how things should go.
But they eat together, just like the Avengers in the first Avenger movie.
Everybody likes shawarma, my friend.
Yeah, oh my goodness. It's selling you on them as if they're the Avengers. Come on, guys, don't.
Celestial Avengers. So I mean, so far they're saying that the bad guys, and this is where some things are coming out. Don't know if it's true, but the speculation is that the bad guys of the show will not necessarily be the deviants, but will be the Celestials because they're coming back to Earth. And that there's the possibility is that there's supposed to be some Celestial in Earth that's they're trying to birth another Celestial. What do you guys think about that?
It sounds like some dumb thing that they would do. The Celestials really aren't villains, but hey, they can do what they want to do.
Well, there's also the problem of
And they stole that Celestial and the Earth thing from Alex Ross.
Yeah.
Well, they also have the thing because they had the Black Knight. And the Black Knight, well, this I guess is a comic book spoiler, but the Black Knight has a connection to Cersei. It's kind of the wacky 90s sort of connection to Cersei, where they have this sort of like a Rob Liefeld type of thing, where you have a Strife and who's that Cable type of deal. Obviously, Bob Harris was the X-Men editor, so yeah. So that's why I'm kind of down on the Black Knight being in the book, because then you have this ridiculous love triangle between Cersei and possibly the Black Knight and Ike Harris. Because they keep showing you this romance between, Ike Harris and Cersei, but then what's the Black Knight supposed to do? I mean, that's the only storyline they have that deals with the Black Knight and Eternals is him and Cersei. So
I mean, we're not dealing with. He's the one character not here. Clearly, or one of the characters they're not displayed.
But he's not the Eternal. He's just a regular guy.
Right, but he's going to be in the Eternals movie. So, and we did see a picture of Kit Harington, who will be playing the Black Knight. And it's interesting that both him and the character who plays Ike Harris were both in brothers in. As you can see, my chair back here.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
You got the name of it already? Wow. So it's really didn't have a hold on you. It didn't even though you got that in the background, you couldn't remember the name. That's sad.
I knew the name. I was just pointing it out, bro.
Oh, okay.
So the fact that you had these two characters that are there, that's pretty interesting. And now, of course, there's a love triangle. The Black Knight. Can you give us a little bit of the background for the Black Knight, Cal?
Dane Whitman?
Yeah.
Oh, Dane Whitman is the descendant of the criminal Black Knight, who is the descendant of Sir Percy from the original Knights of the Round Table, who was knighted by King Arthur to be the defender of Camelot. He looks to redeem the name of his family by being a good Black Knight, a hero, as opposed to the villain that the previous Black Knight, his relative was. He becomes an Avenger, and he's pretty much been a cool character that I like because I'm into Arthurian legend and lore, but overlooked by Marvel until this movie. And now his book is selling for a good $500-600 pop.
Which one? We're talking about there's a Dane book, the Dane Whitman book, or the older Black Knight book?
Then I'll show you what else you need to do.
Sorry, say that. Hold on. Cal?
Yeah.
What book are you selling? What book is that again?
Let's see. First appearance of the Black Knight is Avengers. First appearance of Dane Whitman I just sold for about 300. That's Avengers 47. But first appearance of Dane Whitman as the Black Knight is Avengers 48, and that goes for a lot more.
Have you ever had the original Black Knight comics that Marvel did?
The first one from the Golden Age?
Yeah.
I have been after that for a while. I've got the reprint of that, but I have been after that book for a long time and haven't been able to find a good one for a price that I'm willing to pay. So, I mean, it's like I've got the money, and then I see how much they want for the book, and I'm like, oh man, this thing is falling apart. I can't put any money down for this. So I've got a really nice reprint of it, but I got a small, but proud Black Knight collection, some nice covers, some good stuff. Because the character just lends himself to really cool covers. I mean, it's the armor and the sword, the pose, the horse, all that stuff just lends to some good stuff. Which reminds me, I got to put up the rest of those books for sale. But it's some really cool stuff when it comes. It's some really cool stuff when it comes to the Black Knight. But I don't know how he fits into this story. I know about him messing around with Cersei on the Avengers when everybody was wearing a leather jacket, but I don't know how he fits into this.
and that's the other issue is that the Dane that Cal is talking about is not the Dane that meets like Cersei. The Dane that meets Cersei is like Riggs from what's that, Lethal Weapon. He's like the coolest guy. He's like the Bruce Willis, long hair, obviously
leather jacket.
the members only jacket on, and he's got an energy sword. He rides a
That
electro
energy sword was rubbish.
horse. He had the energy
That was
sword.
straight rubbish. The whole thing was the ebony blade was probably one of the better things that they created in the Marvel universe, because they came up with that years ago, before we get to them. But the ebony blade was like it was like Excalibur. It was
It's
really
hella
cool
cool.
at the end
It
of the
was
day.
cool.
Really cool. And then they're like, oh no, they gave it some blood libel curse. And if it ever sheds blood, now he's gonna be turned into the blade, blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, he's like, well, I don't want that to happen, so I'm gonna run around with this energy blade, looking real whack, like Starbuck off of Battlestar Galactica nonsense. And I'm like, give him back. He's a knight. He is a knight. You got him in a leather jacket, rolling around over here with a lightsaber. No, give him back the sword. Put a cape on this idiot and make him look like the cool character that he was before you guys decided to turn him into some members only wannabe.
Yeah, that's the hard part about because he was a character that I was a fan of, and I was wondering when he came back to the Avengers. But I was like, at the same time, they took away the winged horse, and I was like, wait a second, like why would you like take the wings off the horse? It's like, no, this is the horse isn't, it doesn't work. The horse is like in bad shape, so they remove it and they kind of like put them in the stable. Like, you don't take away the cool stuff. They know, what if they get hit? Like, no, the horse has to fly faster than any guns. You can't let it get hit. It's a comic book. You like don't.
The horse is faster than the guns, or the horse's wings can withstand the bullets, but you keep the horse.
Yes, it's cool. Not the
horse in this time of this age. Come on, guys. Where are you gonna put it?
You gotta no.
It flies. You can put it wherever you want.
Two Broke Girls showed you can put a horse anywhere. They had a horse on the show, so it's like, don't matter.
Yeah, and then you go to DC. They got the Shining Knight. This guy's flying a horse and nobody cares.
Yes, don't get hit. Don't worry about nothing. He does all the cool stuff he has to do. Hold on.
My goodness, what can I say? All right, so I mean, is there anything else you guys want to touch on based on this? We didn't really go into Athena, who is Angelina Jolie, who looks fantastic, by the way, in the show. I mean, especially that powerful stance she has going there. And we have Druig. You guys do not know much about Druig.
That seems like it's a Neil Gaiman character.
It probably is.
Definitely.
What about the enemy play? All right, so I mean, I expect the second trailer to have more to do with the Black Knight.
Phaistos is disappointing. Dude looks totally underwhelming. Looks like, I mean, come on, get in shape for the role, man.
Oh my!
Come on. I want to hear about this stuff. Oh, it takes all types. Nah, man, you're on screen. Get in shape for the damn role. You look at him. It looks like they had to take the outfit out for him to make it. Like, what? Come on. You're supposed to be Phaistos or based on Hephaestus. So you're supposed to be the god of the forge. It means you really should have you should be Diesel. They'll be over hammering out the armor of the gods and everything. And this dude looks like he's having a Twinkie fest every other night. No, man, no, absolutely not.
Well, that's one of the things we had to say. Whereas that's why I was okay with Ike Harris. And look at the first three in the middle. They look godly, right? They at least have some presence to them. And then as you go down the line, it kind of like, oh, you got what's the name? Like Ringo. What is his name? Forget the Mars. What is his name at the end? It's not Ringo.
Druig.
No, what is his name on the other
Kingo,
side?
which one? The
one Kingo? It's Kingo. I said Ringo. Anyway,
at least his outfit fits. He doesn't look like Hephaestus.
Yeah.
Good grief, man. Come on.
You should sort of feel like these guys have this presence, not,
They didn't even put like any shoulder stuff with them. He's like, I mean, dude looks, I mean, look, everybody else, look at them. They got the broad shoulders going on, or, they got some contour to themselves. this dude was so bad. They were like, "We're gonna hook you up. We're gonna put you in this kilt here. We're gonna put you up in this kilt." And they're like, "Did you put him in the dress?" "Yeah, he bought it. He thought he was a kilt." "Yeah, we got it. We got it."
Or
Oh
you
man,
just say,
hang
hey,
on. Let me
job.
take care of this. I am going to put the zoom over Faistos so I can no longer see him, and thereby I will no longer be irritated by Faistos. You
Wow.
gotta be kidding me. Look at the rest of the cast. Look at the rest of them. Look at the
Well,
rest
the
of, they
director
look like
chose
they're ready.
him. She specifically chose that actor. Probably.
Look at the rest of them. The rest of them look like they're ready to be in a movie. Faistos looks like he's ready to be in a bakery.
I think we're missing the point here.
No, specifically meaning this guy's in everything. He's in Godzilla. He's not like they like. Yeah, he's good. He's a good actor, but it's like not like they just had to. This is the only person that could have been this character.
I met this dude who was doing Superman on Broadway. This Superman musical that had come out years ago. They were doing a revival, so he was doing it. So I had a chance to meet the actor. And when I looked, I remarked, I was like, "Hey, you're in pretty good shape, for the role. You're really filling out the suit." I was like, "What did you do to get in shape for the role?" He was like, "No, I always stay in shape because I never know what role is going to be called to me and what's going to be demanded. So I always try to make certain that I'm in, good shape. So if I need to get into better shape, it's not a big problem. Okay. So, because I know that's, I don't want to miss out on a role because I'm not there for it." Hey, Faistos, that's what you do, buddy. That's what you do.
We are totally digressing, bro. This is not cool.
No, I'm not digressing. I'm
digress.
voicing.
So listen, do we have any other questions or anything else? Are we done then?
Unless I can take some more shots at Faistos.
Oh, no, Spinnerack.
Hey, hold on.
Come on, just one more shot.
No more shots.
I don't have any more shots to take on them, but just hopefully it'll be fun. That's all I can ask.
No, I'm just kidding. Faistos looks fine.
Yeah, I think we went on too long. Spinnerack.
I was joking. Faistos doesn't look fine.
Can't win. The Black Knight. They have this image of the Black Knight that looks off the chain. I don't know where it comes from.
You got a picture of the comic book one or the movie?
I'll shoot it to you right now. Hold on.
No, I just send you
the first appearance of Dane Whitman and Eternals #1. I just put together, what is it? I just bank laid. Yeah, between those books and another couple of books, I'm almost $1,000 for the week. Starting as a.
Yeah. I sent you. Made you the host.
Oh, make me the host. All right, cool. Hold on 1 second.
Cool. We got something else. We're doing something else. Or we're done?
Picture. We're still on. We haven't gotten out yet. We're still recording.
What?
We're doing something else.
He's gonna show the Black Knight shot.
I'm like, why did they not do? I don't know if this is
Why is the only Black character wearing a dress?
I don't know. That's a little.
This is concept art, or that's what he looks like?
I don't know. I said it looks off the chain, bro.
Yeah, but I mean that's great. But is that what he's gonna look like?
I have no idea. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, then we shouldn't be paying attention to this.
You don't think it looks great?
It's not a matter of whether it looks great or not, but if that's not what he's going to be wearing in the film, then it's not really fair to discuss it. That's just going to get your hopes up. I mean, for all us, we know he could have some outfit like Faistos.
What the hell's the matter with you, bro?
All right, then.
Spinnerack out.
Out.